Yodelly ho ho, hello. I'm recovering from a cold, so we will see if I'm already able to record another video. I'm gonna try. How about we just talk about something simple, something easy, like naming your Token2022 token, because that can't be so difficult, right? Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about metadata for Token2022. So obviously, apparently, I didn't plan to make a video because I'm wearing a green shirt. A green shirt! How is that a problem? Well, let's see if that's a problem. Ta. Oh wow, okay. It's just semi-transparent. Okay. Do I want to live with a semi-transparent body? What's the alternative? But then my chair is getting transparent as well. Oh, then I'm getting transparent. Oh, bye-bye. That's ugly. Okay. I don't know, man. How transparent do I want to be? You know, like the Rayman who doesn't have like arms, but just the hands. Well, then I would need to do like this. Look at that. Okay. Let's stop having fun with green screens and start having fun with tokens on Solana. Let's talk about Token2022 once again, because that's an interesting program, which I assume is going to be the most used program on Solana, well, right after the system program, within the next 2 years or so. I'm pretty sure that Token2022 is going to take over. They might rename it though, but who knows? Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, we don't want all of that stuff. We just want to go to the extensions and find something about metadata. Metadata pointer. Yeah. So the way I understand this is that you can optionally add an extension for a metadata pointer. You know, Token2022 work with extensions. You can add functionality to the normal token functionality that the Token22 program has. Token22 being the old one, the regular token program. And basically with this metadata pointer, you can define where the metadata for your token lives, which is super cool because it allows for any sort of metadata. You can point to the regular Metaplex metadata. A token metadata account by Metaplex, you can point to one of those and be like, yeah, use the Metaplex format. Or define your own metadata standard account, right? And point to that one. Or use any of the other not so common standards. Or, and that is the most interesting thing for me, point to the token mint itself and have the metadata inside the token mint. That would be amazing because then we could save the accounts for, you know, metadata if we have it directly in the token account, by which I mean the token mint account. So one of the accounts of the token program. So we don't need 5,000 accounts per token anymore, right, Metaplex? It would be ideal to save on accounts and have as few as possible because transactions have size limits, damn it. Anyway, that's how I imagine that this works. Let's actually read how it works, or what the documentation says. With the potential oh God, why do I read documentation? What are those words? What does that mean?
Proliferation.
Rapid increase in the number or amount of something. Okay, so in the rapid increase of multiple metadata programs, a mint can have multiple different accounts all claiming to describe the mint. Right, so there can be different standards. As we said, like Metaplex is or was the predominant one. Look at my hand, it's just flying. And there are others. And how should anybody know, like an explorer who wants to display the token, which one is the correct one? If, for instance, there would be different ones for the same token, which would be weird, but theoretically possible. So the token itself has this pointer to point to one account. And then the explorer or CLI or whatever knows where to get the metadata from. Or wallet, right? The wallets will also need to display that. So yeah, to make it easy for clients to distinguish, the metadata pointer extension allows the token creator to designate an address that describes the canonical metadata. Canonical, we know that word from the canonical bump. Let's learn English with Andy. According to or ordered by canon law. So what, you get like cannonballed if you're like not adhering to that? I came in like... No, that's a wrecking ball. That's something different. Included in the list of sacred books officially accepted as genuine. That's probably also not it. The prescribed official dress of the blah, 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 blah. But like, yeah, maybe something, yeah, the official one, like the official PDA, the official bump, the official PDA, the official metadata. That's how I derived the meaning for this word, for this sentence. You're welcome. People complain that US presidents use way simpler language than they used to, which also means people are getting more stupid. But because people are getting more stupid, you need to use simpler language. And that's why I'm here. I'm bringing this in simple language because not everybody is as smart as Solana Labs devs. Well, I'm certainly not, but I have Google. Anyway, 2 sentences into docs. Anyway, we got this. As you'll see in metadata section, there's a metadata section. There's a metadata section. We'll get there. This address can be the mint itself. Yes, I already mentioned that. We can point to ourselves. I love this with the arms. Point to me, point to me. And that way define the metadata in the mint itself. So in the same extension, probably. And then we don't need any external program or account from another program to hold the metadata. The token mint holds it itself. To avoid phony mints. Phony. Sorry, what am I, a millennial? Oh, how can I have my... What? No. Okay. Not true, real or genuine. Okay. So to avoid fake mints, yes, using words for stupid people, like some US presidents. Fake mints. So anyway, to avoid fake mints claiming to be stablecoins or whatever, any coin that you might think of, pretending to be like a legit coin, doesn't need to be stablecoins. A client must check that the mint and the metadata both point to each other. So that we as the mint point to the metadata and that metadata also points to us, because the metadata, you know, points to a mint. We know that from the Metaplex standard, because one way is not enough. Because I could create a token now that points to the USDC metadata, the official USDC metadata PDA, right? That can only be derived with the correct mint, blah, blah, blah. But I could point there, and then if you actually follow that standard from Token2022, where you just follow the metadata pointer and not derive the PDA with the then I would suddenly have a USDC token, a fake one, a phony one. So yeah, that's why it must also point back, because only then it's legit. If we both say, yeah, you belong to me, I belong to you, okay, we're fine. Otherwise it gets a bit weird. I belong to you, but you actually belong to them, and they really belong to me. Where am I going with this? A love triangle? Anyway, so that's how we avoid phony mints. If we point to ourselves, then obviously we already point to ourselves, and that's enough. Okay, I'm feeling very funny today. Probably because I haven't made a video in so long. Example, create a mint with a metadata pointer to an external account. This is how we do it in the CLI. We, of course, need the new token program. And we say create token with -- metadata address. And then point to the external address. That could now be the Metaplex metadata account, or our own metadata account, or our mint itself, even though we don't know the mint in that case. Whatever. In JavaScript, you need to learn it yourself. So, talking about metadata, it's so nice that you can read down here. Oh, what's happening here? Oh, there's just the end of this. I was like, what? Do I suddenly have a shirt on here from the shoulder up? Looks like I have a black shirt on here, huh? I don't though. I have a green shirt. I'm having way too much fun with this. Metadata. To facilitate token metadata usage, Token2022 allows a mint creator to include their token's metadata directly in the mint account. Yes, this is so nice. Wait, that does suggest that the metadata is yet a different extension. Okay, actually that does make perfect sense that that's a different extension. to the metadata pointer, because the pointer is just like one reference and the metadata actually holds like actual data, so will be a lot bigger in terms of account size than just the metadata pointer. So yes, it does make perfect sense that that's a different extension, Andy. Thank you, Brain, for coming up with that. Okay, cool, thank you. Yeah. Okay, moving on. So different extension called metadata for Token2022, which allows us to actually then store the metadata in our account. So we don't need any other program, just Token2022 will be sufficient. And yes, I will love that. That's exactly what I want my token to do. Also hold the metadata and not have to use several different programs and accounts. It should just all be there. So yes, that's probably one of my favorite. Is it my favorite feature? Nah, there are just so many cool features of Token2022, but it's definitely up there. It's definitely this one, transfer hooks and confidential transfers. I mean, yeah. And I have videos about all of that. Maybe not yet, but soon. Okay, so Token2022 implements all of the instructions from the SPL token metadata interface, whatever that is. The metadata extension should work directly with the metadata pointer extension. So yes, you shouldn't do the metadata extension only. If you do that, you also want the metadata pointer, of course, because otherwise then the metadata is there and you don't officially say that that's your metadata. That's kind of weird. So do it in combination. During mint creation, you should also add the metadata pointer and point it to the mint itself. So if you're doing the metadata in the account, if you're not pointing to yourself, if you point somewhere else, then don't use that extension, because if you point somewhere else, then that official, wait, we had a word for that, the canonical metadata is somewhere else and not in that mint. So why does that mint have metadata? That does not make any sense. So if you use the metadata extension for a token, then also use the metadata pointer and point it to itself. And the CLI can do this for you like this. Again, we use the new token program. We say create token and we say -- enable metadata. It's easy as that. Easy as that. I don't know if that's actually already implemented. We'd need to check, but because it's just the docs, we don't actually know if that's true. And I've run into that issue before. We'll see though, we'll see. And then it will have created a token, and then we can initialize metadata with apparently a name, a symbol, and the URL. And we can even update the authority. That's then just the metadata authority apparently, not a mint or freeze authority, but a update, like metadata update. And then we can also update the metadata if we are the update authority, or the mint authority, which sets the update authority probably to the guy who created the token, will be the initial update authority, I would expect. So update metadata after you've initialized metadata, again with token name and then apparently that's the what you want to update, and that's the new value. I see. Okay. And initialize metadata updates all of them, all of those three things. So from what I can tell right now, if we do metadata inside the token mint, then we have the three fields, which are name, symbol, and URL, and update authority, but that's not really part of the metadata. It's metadata. So yeah, pretty similar to the Metaplex standard, just that Metaplex then added like a lot of other things like collections and uses and whatever, like a lot of more things. But yeah, if you need more, then point to your own thing. And apparently there's like the interface. Let's have a look at that. Describing the instructions required for a program to implement to be considered token metadata, and that interface can be implemented by any program. If you want to write a program that holds token metadata, then you need to stick to that interface, or you want to stick to that interface such that wallets, explorers, CLIs, whatever, can work with it and understand how to get the data from that account, because the account can be laid out differently, right? Need to have an initialize, update field, remove key, update authority, emit is probably the important one, that emits the token metadata in the expected token metadata state format. That's what it could look like. That's the important things that we want to have. An update authority, the mint, because we want to point back to the mint unless we are already the mint. And then name, symbol, URI, the classic metadata fields, and then additional metadata that we might have. Yeah. Okay. Don't want to go too deep into this. For now, I would really like to just create a token that has metadata. Oh, we can even add custom fields here. Oh, that's cool. So we don't have just the 3. We can even add a new field. But that I would expect would need to resize the mint account. Maybe it does. Anyway, I have no idea if any of that actually works. So let's go to the CLI and find out. My hands get very quickly transparent as well with that setting because they're too bright. Solana, what's your version? Like a version 1.16. What's the newest? Wow, that was the right command. Hehe. And please just work out of the box. That would be amazing. And we lost it. Every time. Oh wow, I look funny as well with a white shirt. Yeah, it's literally, it's a white shirt. You see the edges. Yeah. Sorry, what? Should just store it as admin. And then we execute that as admin. Wait, you're downloading it again? Okay, whatever. Solana version. Yes, we're at 1.17.3. Most up-to-date version as of 21.10.23. Something with SPL token. Let's see what we have here. Okay, maybe my font is a bit too big. Maybe I want to. So we have update metadata address. Seems like the metadata stuff is available. So yeah, let's just play with this. So first, we grind ourselves a bunch of private keys. One for actually using it as a key pair, file system wallet. I don't know, one for me, I guess. Starts with me. MeJQ works for me. And then one for the token. Toped is gonna be our token. We're gonna try to have the metadata in the same mint account, so that should be fine for now. So let's just go SPL token create token and let, it was something like enable, oh, it doesn't have that. Oh, here, flags. Enable metadata, yes. Enable metadata in the mint. The mint authority must initialize the metadata. We'll do that, don't you worry, we'll do that. But first, let's enable metadata. So we create a token with enable metadata, and we want this one, the toped, to be the token address. Yes, I agree. True story. We probably first want to set a config and work on devnet and set me as the key pair, and then also airdrop myself one sol. There you go. And now create token with enable metadata. My head is not transparent. Boom. Ha. Good point. Good point. Well observed. We of course have the incorrect program ID. Enable metadata is just defined for the new token program. So what do we need to do? We need to add the correct program ID, which I'm just gonna steal from here. Bam. And now we're creating the token topped UX. I said topped UX under the program, new token program. And now it even says it to initialize metadata. Wait, I'm gonna. Please run SPL token initialize metadata. Your token name, your token symbol, your token URI. I mean, it tells us all of that in here already. But before we do that, let's go check it on Explorer. It's still so funny how my shirt just changes color. Wait, can I have a purple shirt? Have a nice, somewhat transparent purple shirt. Anyway, got distracted. What do we see here? We have an account. Well, thank you. Probably Explorer doesn't support that whole metadata blah bloop yet, but we see that that's our token address, and we have 0.002 regular mint account. Well, no, actually regular mint account will be 001. This one has 234 bytes, so it's bigger than a regular token account. For ref, a regular token account without extensions on the new token program has only 82 bytes, 001 as I said, which I think is similar to the old token program. The old token program, it was, come on, no, don't be so like user friendly. I want to see how big the account, I can't do it manually. Also 82 bytes. But while we're looking at accounts, might as well check out our token. That's what it currently looks like. So probably some standard token mint kind of stuff. Usually goes until here. So, you know, this is probably the regular token mint stuff. And then here we have the extensions. So probably the metadata extension came before the metadata pointer extension, and the metadata pointer extension already points to ourselves. I could verify that, and I'm also too lazy. Probably here somewhere is also the update authority. Actually, now I would like to decode it. I would like to analyze what we have here. Is there a nicer tool to do that? I would like to have something like point my cursor here and it shows me the next 32 bytes as a pub key in base 58. Because then I would probably eyeballing, go here and show me that pub key. How many bytes are that? 4, 8, 16. So that's a pub key. That's a pub key, possibly. That's a pub key. That's a pub key and that's a pub key. My guess is now that's a pub key, the mint authority, and that's a pub key. Actually, if that was the mint authority, the update authority, it's also the mint authority. So I would need to find those exact bytes also somewhere up here. Haha, look at that. Those exact bytes, even until here. So that's where it starts and that's where it ends. Look at that. This to this. I love being so smart. That's the mint authority. What we see up here is the mint authority and nothing else. Well, something else here and something here in the very beginning. I could look it up. Do I want to look it up? Token, metadata. Where's token? Token. Program and then source and then state. And the mint has an option. It's literally an option. So first byte says, yes, there is a mint authority. So those 4 bytes define 4 bytes? 4 bytes to define if an option is set? No, that's weird. But it's a C option. Maybe that works differently. Anyway, from what I can tell, it's just an option. So yes, option present, that's the pub key. And then we have supply, which is 0. So that's the supply, 0. And then we have the decimals, which is 9. So that's 9. And then we have is initialized, which is true. And then we have a freeze authority, which is not set. So that's where it ends. Oh no, actually the freeze authority still stays, like the bytes still stay. So it's still 0, even if maybe that's the difference between an option and the C option, that it has constant size. Maybe we learned something about that. So that's the first difference. Yes, we're using 4 instead of 1 bytes to indicate presence or not. Secondly, it doesn't presume any type of serialization. Rust documentation. That's not so. What does C stand for? I would really like to know what C stands for. Anyway, I'll leave that as an exercise for you to find out. My assumption is that it literally just keeps the same size whether or not the option is present, which makes sense for alignment reasons, such that we can put it here in first place and the option will always have those 32 plus 4 bytes, whether or not it's present. Okay, anyway, moving on. We have seen the accounts now and we figured out that that's the pub key for my mint authority, which is the same one down here. And then this one is probably going to be the mint because that's the pointer. Can I convert that? Probably want to write some TypeScript to properly do that. I'm too stubborn. I want to find out if that's actually my mint. I need to find it out because I can't have misinformation in my video. And I can't be wrong, damn it. Of course I can, but then I want to find out that I was wrong such that I can learn. So, what's the quickest way of making this to a pub key? Or can I go the other way around? Can I make the address quickly to 32 bytes? I will need my IDE. Literally, if I just put my token public key here and then lock this public key, that should print me the buffer, which should print it in hex, which should let me compare. So we have 60 DC up to CF60. CF60. What was the beginning? 60 DC. 60 DCB. Oh yeah, because there's another 0 that this thing doesn't print. Okay. Because we start with a capital T, so I grinded for it to start with a low byte, not a 0 byte, but a very low one. 06 is quite a low value for this byte. And then this binary number doesn't show the leading 0. That's what confused me. I'm sorry. But yeah, reason for that obviously was discussed in the encoding video. I'm not gonna go into detail here. But yeah, hey, cool. That's not a white flag. I'm not giving up. Not when I'm winning, damn it. Which I totally am, because I got that right. This is the update authority, and this is the pointer to the metadata account, which in this case is our mint account. Nice. Okay, cool. We now looked at the mint. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Let's actually provide some metadata into the mint. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm excited for this. I've never done this, and this is super easy because we have a CLI that can do it. So, SPL token ini metadata with my name, symbol, URI, Andy token, symbol, AT. How do I even know? There's literally not a second T in there. It's not gonna get better. Anyway, whatever, aunt. Let's go. And then the URL. Who the hell cares where I'm too lazy to upload something somewhere? Oh, it's a dark mode. Nice. Andy. There once was a ship, but took to sea once upon a time. Wow, but that was even before. That was even at GitHub times. Yeah. There was no external. There is not even an external. And still, it has the image. That's hosted in the GitHub. Oh, it's so funny. 0 minted out of a maximum of 1. Thanks, Jonas. I'm forever on chain. And I'm just gonna borrow this. Although I don't want to shill Shadow Drive anymore. Don't tell them. And yet I copy an address. Don't I have something on Arweave? Andy NFT season 1. Good old fucking times. There we go. That's what I want. Which is now not gonna correspond with what's there, but it's not important anyway. It's important that I just put something here. Let's go. And of course I can't spell. Of course I meant whatever you said. Initial. Of course I'm missing an I. It's only 4 in there. Of course I was missing an I. Cause I'm a pirate. Oh yeah, and of course I'm missing the token URI as well. Another I. That is absolutely true. You know what? We're gonna help and have a look at what we actually need to have. So token mint, token name, symbol, URI. Cool. Token mint address is what I'm still missing. So let's provide that in here as well. I'm gonna take this one. There we go. Look, you can almost see what I'm doing. Yeah, nice, cool. Signature, bam, done. We did a system program transfer from me to the mint. So apparently I resized the account. Unknown program, yes. Explorer, this is very unknown yet, or for now. Proper English, learning English with Andy. Unknown instruction. At some point we'll get there that the Token2022 instructions are going to be properly handled by this thing, but we're not there yet. Token metadata instruction initialized. Cool. And that's the actual metadata. Yeah, so I assume that we resized the account, and I assume that it's now not 234 bytes, but more, because why else would I transfer sol there first? Let's check. From 234 to 3 93. And by the fact that this is an odd number, that tells me that it's actually resizing based on my input. Yeah, the longer my URL, the more storage I need, which makes sense. But then I still find it weird that the metadata pointer is in the extension after the metadata itself. But yeah, I'll not judge, I'll just observe. Let's observe that account again, which, yes, has gotten a lot bigger. What do we see? The beginning is still the same, so that's the mint authority still. I'm assuming that, yeah, somewhere here starts the metadata extension, because here we have once again the the update authority, but the pointer didn't change either. So the pointer, it's still that. It's still right there. It's still at the same position as it was before, which makes sense from a layout perspective. It's just interesting. But yeah, maybe it's both in the same. I don't know. I don't know how the inner workings of that are. I would need to look at source code. Metadata pointer. Aha. So the authority is part of the metadata pointer and not the metadata itself. Now that makes sense. Cool. Then I understand it. And then the metadata pointer extension is before the metadata extension, which all makes perfect sense. Just that before we initialized the metadata, we didn't have any of that metadata stuff in the account. It was still not allocated. And when we initialize, then it allocates for name and some other stuff. Here at least we see name, symbol, and URL. That's all here in UTF-8 as well for us. That's where the actual metadata lives. Then we have a bunch of other stuff before for the metadata. But yeah, interesting to know that the authority is part of the metadata pointer, not of the metadata itself. Although it could be both. It looks like it's both. The authority might also be in the metadata. Hold on. So there might be an authority for the pointer and then also an authority for the metadata in here. Let's see. Let's find that. Yeah, it's here. 0549. Then it goes until here. And that's the same. Yep. It's the same. One more time. So here the authority is for the pointer and here the authority is for the metadata. Okay. Yeah, and then the layout makes much more sense. So the pointer, we said, ends here. So we have 4 bytes before the authority. And we can also have a look at what that could be in the extensions for token metadata. Let's see if we find something on that here. Yeah, it's all handled manually, I guess. I don't know Rust good enough to understand that. Let's just say that's out of the scope of this video. But yeah, essentially, somehow they are storing, it could be the length actually. That would make sense. What would that be? 9B0013. That's too big. Too big of a number. That's not it. And what is 9B? 9B could be the length. 155. 393 minus this is 159. Okay, that was 155, which is 4 bytes. 4 bytes off is okay because we don't account for this length. So I guess that those 2 bytes might store the length of the account, or at least this byte. But it could be more than 255. So I'm assuming those 2 bytes store the length of the remaining part of the metadata extension. So that's 155, which means that those are 155 bytes of data. Does that work? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times 16 is 160 minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's 155. Yep. So those are 155 bytes, which is encoded here. Then I still don't know what the 13 means. And it's also some indication of something. Maybe what kind of extension it is. Could that be? Do extensions get like a numbering? That could be though. 1.3 might be metadata and 1.2 might be metadata pointer extension. I'm widely guessing here, but that could be it. And I'm not gonna go any further here because I don't want this video to be several hours long. So yeah, basically we just saw that the init metadata command extended our account. So we had to pay some more to the Mint account such that the token program can then allocate more space for the account such that it can put all the metadata into that account. And then down here we have the actual metadata. Don't know what else it stores here. It definitely stores the authority. Oh, is that one more time the Mint? 06DD looks like the Mint. We had that before. To CECF60. CECF60. That's one more time the Mint. So again, in the metadata extension, we also have the authority and the Mint. And then from here on, yeah, that's already the data then. Yeah, because that's just the length, 9 bytes for the name. This is the name. Then the next 4 bytes is again the length for the symbol. So 3 bytes for the symbol. 1, 2, 3. That's the symbol. Wait, I can't count. 1, 2, 3. That's the symbol. And then 3F00. So those 4 bytes, that's the length for the URI. So 3F, what is that? That's 1 less than 40. So that's 1 less than 64. So that's 63 bytes in length. So 63 bytes from here on out. Oh, I'm too lazy to count. But yeah, that's then the, I assume until here. Oh yeah, so 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that makes sense. That would be 64 minus 1. That's, I don't even need to count. It's like nicely aligned. That's 63 bytes for the actual URI. And then we have 4 bytes for zeros, which probably means no more additional values. Because we can have more additional traits and stuff in here. You can encode your whatever things on there. Let's try that. We did see that already. Here, update a field, add a custom field. Should we first update metadata? No, we add a custom field, damn it. So we update metadata and just new field, new value. Okay, I can do this. Let's go. SPL token, update metadata for my token. And then, no, I'm not in the way. I am not in the way. My hand might now be in the way, but no, I'm not in the way. My new field is, I don't know, what could be my field? Test. Test is the name of the field. And then the value is 4 A's because that makes it easy to see. Yeah, and that just works. Look at that. What would we expect that this does? Well, first, it's gonna increase the account size again because we need more storage space. And then we're gonna just write some data. So yeah, once again, we need to pay some additional rent. And then there, 41, 41, 41 is the data that we write. And this is probably the name of the field. This is the length of the string. So that's just a string. And then that's again the length of the string. So 4 characters, AAA, 4 characters, da da da. And the 03 is maybe within that instruction some, whatever. We don't need to figure it all out. Point is, we just update field and we increase the size of our account. Our account is now 409 bytes, so it's bigger. What was it before? 300 something? I didn't remember. But I would expect that it grows for 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 bytes. What was it before? I wish I knew. If only I could look back in time. It's still in my calculator, is it not? 393. So that means I need my calculator again. 409, 393 is 16 bytes. Who's freaking smart? Yes, me. Thank you for confirming. So we grew the account for 16 bytes. And yeah, we basically just store 2 more strings. Let's check it out on chain. So back here where we had the previously had the 000, now comes the length. Ah, now I get it. So that's the number of additional metadata in the account. So, you know, something like in the trade, yeah, this one. So that's just the length of this vector. And the vector is of 2 strings. So essentially, we'll have first length of the vector, how many additional metadata pairs, trade value, key value pairs will show up. And then the first one, again, that's then a string. So the string length is once again encoded. 4 bytes is the length. So that's telling me that those 4 bytes are the string. And we see that here. Test, that's the name of the metadata field. And then here the next 4 bytes are for length of the next string, which is the value of the metadata field, which is quadruple A. Nice. And here we can have arbitrary data in there. We can put arbitrary metadata. This is so this is freaking great. I love this because you can put anything on chain, and then it's literally on chain in the state, not just in the ledger, in the state. I mean, you might not be as amazed as I am by this, but I am amazed by this. Is great. This is freaking amazing. I love this. Jonas will also have fun with this. Jonas will love this as well. Finally, I can put my gaming attributes on chain. Yeah, Jonas. Yes, you can. Have fun with this. That's that. You can put your level on chain. And it's as easy as saying update metadata level 42. And bam, you will have 2 additional metadata fields. One here again, that's the old one. And then here, level. And then 2 bytes for 42. And that's how you put any kind of metadata on chain in the Mint account. In the Mint account, you don't need any additional accounts for that. Isn't that freaking great? And you can have arbitrary key value pairs in here. This is cool. This is cool. I mean, Explorer doesn't support it yet, right? You won't see it. You won't see this anywhere yet. It's still a normal, regular account from an unknown program. Yeah, very unknown. Actually, maybe other Explorers are smarter. I mean, you at least say it's an unknown token. You also say unrecognized token. So you see it's a token, metadata, no data. But we see the authority and it's a Token2022. So none of the Explorers show me the metadata yet. At some point, support for that will come. Don't you worry. I'm just early. We are just early. We're just playing around with tech that's not really being used yet. Also, disclaimer, might change. Solana Labs still didn't officially say now is a good time to use Token2022 because it's still being audited as well. So, you know, things might still change, but I'm fairly certain that this one, at least that we talked about today, the metadata pointer and metadata extensions, I don't think much is going to change there. I think they'll keep that as it is. And I kind of like it. I kind of really like it. I kind of really, really, really like it. Yeah. And I think I want to end here, or was there something else that we really wanted to try out? I mean, obviously you can also remove a field, okay, or update a field. That let's try that as well. Update name. Okay, so we have name, symbol, URI. Let's actually read the token field name and the value to update, and the field name. There we go. I love to be so transparent. So you see, it can be name, symbol, or URI, or any of the names of our fields. So I could now be like update metadata for this token and either go with, you know, name or symbol. Let's update the symbol to just AT. I wonder if it resizes the account and makes it 1 byte smaller now. I would actually expect that to happen. I would actually expect it to be now only 423 bytes. Yes, it did. And then it needs to move all the rest of the data around, but that's what you gotta do. So that also means that we're not like we're limited with our compute and stuff, right? So you can't have arbitrary many metadata, because obviously that all needs to, and the more metadata you have, the more compute you'll need to update the ones in the beginning and stuff. So, but yeah, that's data structure and things that you need to consider. But still, I love this. This is amazing. This is amazing. So yeah, check the account out again. We basically shifted it all because we changed here. Here, this is only 2 bytes now, 41 and 54. And then the alignment is 1 off, and it had to, shift it all. I can't show you. I already cleared the previous. So whatever. So yeah, that's nice. Let's update my level. Let's go 1 up. There, it shouldn't resize the account and therefore also not have to move data around. Yeah. Whereas in the previous one, we had to pay for... No, we did not. What? Where did the rent go then? Did you keep the rent in the token mint and we just need to add rent if we then make it bigger than what we have already? That could be interesting. So we don't get the additional rent out. We do resize the account though. So we did resize the account, but we didn't get the rent out. But that also means that if, for instance, now I would go to level 100, which I encode in UTF-8 characters, now I would need another byte. So I need to go up to 423 again. Yeah, now I didn't need to fund it because the rent was already there. However, if I go to level 9,000, I should have gone over 9,000. Then I will need to fund it again for that 1 byte. Yep, now I need to fund again for 1 byte. Funny. Funny. Cool. I like it. I like it. I approve. This is a great implementation. I love it. And a great thing to have as the regular token program. Oh, I'm so excited about this. So excited that I lost my chest. And the last thing that we can still do, just so we've also done that once, is to remove a field. So with -- remove, we could get rid of it. So we can say, for instance, we don't want our test, as it just was a test. We don't need that anymore. Bam, throw it out. And then our account gets smaller, only 409 bytes anymore. And we see that we don't have the test anymore here, but just the level. And here it went down to the 1. Oh, and now we're also neatly aligned again with force. That's the length of the vector. So 1 additional trait. And that's the length of the name of the next trait, which is this. And then that's the length for the value. And then that's this. 9,000 in UTF-8. Cool. A ticket. And that has been the metadata extension of the Token 2022. Still so funny how I don't have a head. I mean, how I don't have a body. So, yeah. Thank you for joining me in this episode where we explore metadata. This is so cool. This is so cool because we don't rely on Metaplex anymore. You don't even know how cool that is. Maybe you do. Judging by the excitement that I'm experiencing right now, how cool this is, I hope that you see that this is actually cool. I love this. This is so amazing. Freaking amazing. I love this. This is just great. So I hope that I could also give you a good introduction of how it all works and how to work with it with the CLI. We didn't look at how to do it in TypeScript yet, but really you can have a look at the transactions and it's pretty simple to build them by yourself. Probably just need to dig in a bit. And if you're lost, look at the source code. Easy stuff. But for the most part, the CLI should be just fine to create it in the way that you want to create it, unless you want to do that with a program. And again, I'm happy to make more videos about those kind of things, how to do that with TypeScript, with Rust, inside a program. Just let me know what exactly you want to see, and I can have a look if that's interesting enough for me to actually look into, because there are just so many interesting things on Solana and time is limited, So yeah, but that was totally worth it to check it out. I freaking love this. I hope you're as excited as me about this. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. Check out those. Make sure to follow, subscribe, and like. And then we'll see you in one of my next videos, where we have a look at another extension of the token program or something else in the Solana ecosystem, because so many interesting things are happening. All right, cool. I'll see you next time when I'm hopefully not sick anymore.